Welcome to another edition of Fast Five, a Thanksgiving special edition of Fast Five with my special friend here, Jay Walker. Jay, do me a favor. Look at the camera and just freeze. Now, you're probably wondering why we did that. See,
I'm wondering why we did that.
Yeah, one of our listeners, Chico, suggested that for the Thanksgiving edition of Fast Five, you dress up like a pilgrim and I dress up like an Indian. But we don't have the budget for that kind of stuff, so we'll just let our boy RB, do some
Stuff.
Yeah, and for a second, maybe I was an Indian, maybe I was a pilgrim. I'm putting a lot of trust in him. Anyway, it's Fast Five.
That's your mistake.
Let's go.
Question number 1.
What word best describes LSU's handling of the current Les Miles situation?
Disgraceful?
Pathetic.
Come on,
Bush League.
There's
two words.
There's two different debates. There's the debate of should Les Miles be the head coach, and then there's a separate debate of how they've handled this. Joe Oliva's done a terrible job handling this. They've backed themselves into a corner. Win or lose Saturday against A&M, Miles is probably gone. Again, separate debate. How they've handled it, zero class, no class. Oliva's nowhere to be found. Miles is a sitting duck in all these press conferences. I could go on and on. Absolutely disgraceful.
I'll go a step farther. If there's anybody at LSU that deserves to be fired, it's Joe Oliva for the way he's handled this situation. And you're going to trust this guy to hire your new football coach. Best of luck, Tigers.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Question number 2.
The Ragin Cajun football team is a 24-point underdog in Boone for this Saturday's game versus App State. What must the Cajuns do to overcome the odds and keep their bowl hopes alive?
+3, and it's something that they haven't done all year long. That's create some turnovers. They have no chance to win if they just go mano a mano. Appalachian State leads the league in scoring, and they lead the league in scoring defense. The way that you change that, you take the ball away from them. If the Cajuns can't do that, they won't win, but they've got to do it +3 in order to have a chance.
What he said, and the store where Jay and I did not buy our clothes, what's in Michael Strahan's mouth, and the name of our afternoon radio talk show.
The Gap.
Gap assignments. Coach Hud mentioned gap assignments a dozen times this week, talking about what his team did wrong last Saturday, and he mentioned it felt like another dozen times when talking about, hey, you know what, App State, you see them get off the bus, you might not be overly wowed, but they do so many little things right. Discipline, gap assignment, it's why they were the favorite to win the Sun Belt Conference, and it's why they're 24-point favorite Saturday. +3, gap assignment, you keep your bowl hopes alive.
Question number 3.
Fresh off of Rex Ryan firing in a week of rest with the bye, the New Orleans Saints will face off against the suddenly resurging Texans in Houston on Sunday. Simple question, will the Saints win or will the Saints lose?
The Saints are going to win Sunday, and folks are going to overreact the same way they overreacted when they lost to the Redskins. This team is flawed. They're not terrible. They're not great. They're in the middle. It's not going to be as much about Rex Ryan being gone as it is they're going to be a lot more healthy coming off of a bye. Jari Evans will be close to 100%. You might have Donnell Ellerbe back, David Hawthorne. So with more able bodies coming off a week of rest against a Texans team that turns it over a lot, the Saints are actually going to win on a Sunday. Doesn't mean they're going to the playoffs. They're not. But come Sunday, they're winning.
They're losing. And it's about the matchup more than anything else, I think. DeAndre Hopkins could have a big day. Can you imagine this dude going up against anybody in the Saints secondary? I mean, I don't care if Rob Ryan's the defensive coordinator or Dennis Allen's or Bill Bell. I don't care. It's a bad matchup. And the Texans are playing pretty well right now. And they're playing well pretty consistently right now. I'm with Houston.
Question number 4.
Excluding turkey, what's your favorite traditional Thanksgiving meal dish?
He's going to say
Stuffing.
all of it.
Stuffing. Now, I didn't say dressing. I said stuffing. And the definition of stuffing is you stuff it into the bird and you cook it inside of the bird. If you do that, that's stuffing, and that's my favorite other than the turkey. But not very many people do that nowadays. They do the cornbread dressing or they do the oyster dressing, and that stuff's good. But stuffing is the way to go, and if it's not stuffing, give me some mashed potatoes and gravy. I'm good.
Were you describing stuffing a bird or what you're going to do to yourself? Stuffing a bird?
Yeah, both.
for every meal.
Because it really doesn't matter if we have stuffing or not. I'm still going to stuff myself either way.
Oyster dressing, top of the line, delicious. Kind of a South Louisiana deal, you know. I mean, RB's dad doesn't know what the heck it is. Let me tell you what it is. It's delicious.
Yeah, no, it is good. Not as good as stuffing, but it's good.
That's a stuffed bird right there.
Not yet, but I'm going to be.
Question number 5.
What are you most thankful for in the sports world this Thanksgiving?
All right, it sounds lame, cliche, whatever. I'm thankful for the sports fans. You know, whether the teams win, whether the teams lose, the fans have to get their sports fix. It's on their mind 24/7, which lets us work in this great field, making fun videos like this, doing sports talk shows. Without the fan, we have no sports. So, I'm very thankful for the sports fan.
That is pretty lame, and it's kind of a suck-up deal. I mean, it's okay. It's all right because you guys are watching it. He just thanked you. Y'all just go hug each other now.
Only
Pretty
Jay
lame.
would insult every single fan the week of
No, I'm
Thanksgiving.
insulting you. I think it's pretty lame.
Yeah, that's not
now, thing I'm most thankful for, the college football playoff. Because this playoffs, because this time of year, there's so much to talk about. Everybody complains every single week about the top 4, and we're getting ready to have the biggest complaint of all, maybe next week. But right now, it's so much fun to talk about, and I'm thankful for that. It really helps when you're in a situation where Saints aren't doing well.
It's our boss.
Hey, Tigers are getting ready to fire their coach and do a bad job of doing it, and the Cajuns aren't playing well. College football playoff, thank goodness.
And thanks to our boss for calling us in the middle of Fast Five. I'm
Yeah.
Scott, that's Jay. Happy Thanksgiving.
Happy Thanksgiving.
Staring contest. See you guys next week.
Push it real good.
The world's
Thank you, Janet. Keep that on there, by the way,
That's
RB.
Peppa.
Jay singing Salt and Pepper.